A guten Erev Shabbos. Today's insight is being recorded in front of Congregation Tree of Life. It was 5 years ago to the day, on the 18th day of Cheshvan, 11 individuals were murdered just for being Jewish. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring aliyah to their neshamas. May their souls continue to ascend to the loftiest places in Gan Eden. We are also still shocked and reeling from the horrific murders and massacres that occurred this past Simchas Torah in Eretz Yisrael. We are also extremely concerned about the rise of anti-Semitism worldwide, which brings me to a speech that the Rebbe gave at a bar mitzvah in Brooklyn in 1942 during one of the darkest times in Jewish history. The pasuk says that when Yitzchak grew up and became a bar mitzvah, Oig and many other guests gathered for the party. Some of the group turned to Oig and they said to him, "Didn't you say Avram would not be able to have children?" To which Oig said, "I can crush him with my pinky." The Midrash clearly is referring to something more than the literal interpretation. Explained the Rebbe as follows, that there are actually two different approaches to life. One symbolized, represented by Oig, and the other by Avram. Oig's approach was one of sheer, brute power, physicality, and materialism. And that is the only way to be successful and to live one's life. Avram, of course, represents the approach of a godly life filled with spirituality and with meaning and with love and with care and with sensitivity. So some of the guests turned to Oig and they said to him, "Oig, look, here's Yitzchak. He seems to be living a life following in the footsteps of his father. He seems to be buying into that approach." To which Oig said, "Nah, he only is acting that way as a 13-year-old. But ultimately, my approach and my attitude will be victorious." Hashem turned to Oig and he said, "Thousands and myriads of people will come from Yitzchak, and you will fall to them." Ladies and gentlemen, we are living through a difficult time, and people question what is going to be. And from this speech of the Rebbe, we take encouragement and strength and inspiration that ultimately we will be successful. Klal Yisrael will win this war. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we implore by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we shouldn't need to have so much pain and difficulty and suffering until we achieve that goal. But ultimately, by each and every one of us doing what we need to do, we will prevail, we will be successful, the Israeli army will overcome the enemy, and ultimately this, Emirtz Hashem, will lead to the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheira b'yameinu mamish. Have a wonderful Shabbos.